fellow music listeners. I'm Miranda.
And I'm Brandon.
I was waiting for you to say it. This is Brandanda Reviews. That's how you officially pronounce it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, verified source. So, today, as every other day, we're gonna be talking about what we like on an album, what we don't like on an album, our favorite track, and an overall review. And today's album is, drumroll, Look Up Child by Laren Daigle. So, Brandon, do you know anything about this album?
I did not. Going into it, I just knew that she was very popular and that people loved her, and a lot of people hated her as well.
I do not know that people hate her, but I do know that she's very Christian music radio station friendly, which would bring people to not like her. Because I know that I didn't like Francesca
Battistelli?
Yes, for a while because I was like, Christian music.
And now is Laren Daigle, is she considered like a worship artist, or is she considered just a
I think she's just considered a contemporary Christian music artist.
Okay.
But anyway, this is her third album. As we've said, like she's kind of just a veteran of Christian music radio. Although this album is like very important because it broke a whole ton of records, and the single You Say was playing on all radio stations, not just Christian music radio stations. And so it got a lot of mainstream attention. Like, it was number 3 on the Billboard 200 list, like, of all genres. It topped at number 3, I'm pretty sure. And I don't know how long it was there, but still, it's a big deal. This next statistic breaks my heart. But, so it was on the Billboard Christian artist charts for 44 weeks, but at 39 weeks it was in the number 1 slot, which broke the record of The Beautiful Letdown by Switchfoot, which, I mean, was, granted it was in 2004 and it should have been broken for a while, but I still love Switchfoot and I'm sad. But, I'm happy for Laren Daigle. And basically she just said that the theme of the album called Look Up Child is just about childlike faith and like reigniting the passion. Mm-hmm. And so, let's get into the review. I think what she did right on this album is pretty much everything. It's very gospel, but also like attracting it attracts like gospel music, like contemporary Christian songs on the radio, and worship music. And so it's very versatile, I think. Mm-hmm. And it reaches wide range, as you can see. And it's not like doing that just like by some fluke. Like, I think that it rightfully reached those ranges. And I also, one like side note is that I really like that the piano music in there wasn't just like chords and stuff. Mm-hmm. And whatever. It was like very varied and stuff, like in Inevitable and the other piano songs. Uh-huh. It wasn't just straightforward piano. So it was very inventive. That's the word. Brandon, what about you?
What I liked was the production value of the album. Like, it was produced very well. It seems like a lot of time and effort went into just kind of everything with the album. So I really like the sound, and I was not aware of how great her voice was. I really, really enjoyed her voice. So yeah, as soon as the first song hit, I was like, oh, this is gonna be pretty cool to listen to. So I think right off the bat, those are two important things. And a lot of times in Christian music, you might not have both of them, or you might even have like a little bit of like one of them, but this one you really have the production is there, the voice is there, so
yeah.
I also
think that Still Rolling Stones is like the best intro to an album
Mm-hmm.
ever. What I put for what she did wrong in this album is that there's too many good tracks. But I do think that a lot of the songs could be shorter, because not that the lyrics aren't inventive or anything, and not that the repetition isn't needed, but I feel like at some point it just gets too much. Like, it seems like the 4-minute song that repeats a chorus like 3 times could have just repeated it twice. Mm-hmm. And been like 3.5 minutes. but also I could listen to her voice all the time, so I'm okay with it.
I think my problem with it is, I guess it kind of maybe builds off of the repetition, was that I put down that a lot of the songs to me, they started to sound the same, and what that ends up doing is what is impressive with the voice or with your instruments or whatever, it kind of becomes the norm.
Yeah.
So it goes away from hitting you, oh, this is good, to, okay, yeah, like her voice is really good, or okay, yeah, like the piano's good, or oh yeah, like,
yeah,
you know, it's cool how you're tying that in. So I think that's just kind of the danger, is when something's working right, the more you put it in there, it can work really well. But I know for me, a lot of times in the album, it starts taking away, because I'm like, no, it is impressive, yeah, but I'm hearing it over and over, so it's starting to lose how special or powerful it is.
Yeah.
So.
As far as favorite tracks go, as I said, there's too many, and
Who wants the whole track listing?
Honestly, well, okay, so definitely all of the singles, but like specifically "Look Up Child" is probably my favorite single.
Mm-hmm.
I really like "Losing My Religion," "Rebel Heart," and "Inevitable," and I also really like "Turn Your Eyes Upon Jesus." That's it.
I think this album to you is what "Long Fall Back to the Earth" by Jars of Clay was,
Probably.
where it's just me going on and on saying, I know it's not perfect, but...
It's as close as it gets.
My favorite song was still "Rolling Stones." Like you said, I think it's a really good opener, and I found myself enjoying a couple of the songs, but going back to, I think that one just stood out the best for me.
Yeah, I think also this kind of goes along with the like bad things, as if there's any. But I think that like with the iconic like choruses and stuff, like with "You Say" and "Still Rolling Stones," it just kind of is repeated so much that it loses it. So like that specifically with the like lyricism and stuff. But there is like lyricism to make up for it with any album. But anyway, an overall review, I wrote down iconic, best of the century, beautiful. So I think that says everything.
For me, I would really recommend it to people. Going into it, whenever you hear like Laren Daigle being so popular, it's easy to fall into, no, it's going to be overrated. But even though I did feel like there was repetition in it, at least it was stuff that was really good. So I would definitely recommend this to someone, and definitely give her a listen before you write her off as just being a radio hit.
Definitely,
whatever.
and I think that it's definitely more worshipful than a lot of things that you can hear on the radio. So, woo, that's been us reviewing "Look Up Child." Hello, Laren Daigle, I love you.
Thanks for tuning in. Let us know what we got right and what we got wrong in the comments below. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. You've already said comment, but you can comment as much as you want to.
Yeah.
You also subscribe to Tank Media Network, because here we also have our weekly talk shows, Tank Talks, where Keith and I, an occasional guest, Miranda's been there before, discuss an issue or whatnot. We also have our skits that come out every Monday. So there's a bunch of
Miranda's
fun
been there
things
too.
there. Exactly. Check out some playlists and see some of Miranda's past work,
You
and
should
look forward to some of her newer work.
Make a Miranda playlist. But like no other person that's been a more
We'll see.
regular actor.
We should just have like a thing where if we
Post
get like
in the
100
comments,
likes on here.
hashtag make Miranda playlist.
Exactly. Go ahead and do that. Flood the internet. Break the internet with it.
For me.
So thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Goodbye.